Hello, my name is Vianey Sylvester Winn. I am a painter. My art explores a curiosity in capturing the various form, lighting, and color of the natural world. Most of my images depict scenery, portraiture of rituals, and everyday life that proliferate art as an element of life and aesthetic expression. I was born and raised in Malaysia. I am a Kadazan, an indigenous group of people in Sabah, a state formerly known as North Borneo. Currently, I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. As an indigenous woman adapting to the challenges and westernized worldview, I struggle to maintain my native perspective that is honoring nature and the spiritual realm. In my early work, I created this portrait in charcoal of me wearing a mask. I was drawing on top of a corrugated cardboard, and when I layered down my background, the lines of the cardboard transferred to my paper and create this image of me as though framed by grids of line that hauntingly looks like a cage or prison. Right then, I realized that was exactly what I felt while drawing this image, a sense of imprisonment to my own surrounding, hiding my identity instead of celebrating my unique heritage. In the still life heritage, I draw familiar objects that reminded me of my native background: tribal masks, traditional weave basket, pottery, and fabric, as well as traditional musical instrument made of bamboo called sompoton, inspired my next work, and that is to create art that allow me to explore my roots and identity. Being 8,000 miles away from my hometown, the memory of childhood and the beautiful jungle that I always took for granted influenced my current artwork. The girl in Batik sarung portrayed the vibrant and colorful Batik pattern. Batik is an age-old craft of wax-resist dye technique on textile. As part of my emerging confidence in creating art based on my roots and identity, I was eagerly seeking an alternative to the conventional art process. I found it in Batik. Painting hot wax and dye onto fabric seemed volatile and radical mix in keeping with the mode of time. I was experimenting Batik technique on cotton, and I liked the effect of the crackle and the way the dyes bleed on the fabric. Fireflies is an abstract to which I associated bright colors such as yellow and neon greens as that of the essence of these nocturnal insects found mainly on the outskirts of the dark forest or swampy area. In city lights, I continue to experiment cotton as the drawing surface. Living in the city, the street light and the traffic lights reminds me of those fireflies that I so much enjoyed watching growing up as a kid. My most vivid memories of my home country was its flora and fauna. Heliconias remind me of the forest flowers that grew abundantly and produced an array of striking colors. In an attempt to capture the vibrant image of these flowers, I chose silk as my painting surface. As transparent dye is applied, the color becomes an integral part of the silk. The strength, elasticity, and durability of the silk combine with its beauty to make it a perfect surface for painting. Silk is absolutely unsurpassed as a medium for vibrant color. Forest pathway convey my nostalgic memories of the forest in which I grew up in Borneo. I remember walking through a canopy of forest leaves and seeing a variety of foliages that is both intimidating and exciting. Unfortunately, most of the forest in Borneo is slowly receding due to agricultural activity and deforestation. Jungle at Dawn was my nostalgic memories, waking up listening to the sound of birds and forest animals early in the morning. The symphony of nature create tranquility and peaceful living that currently are deprived living in the big city. The alley is my rendition of how our own city, with the electrical lines, tall buildings, and dark corners, resemble that of forest scenes. I particularly like the crackle effect on the silk surface as it poignantly reminded me of the vulnerability of our own existence. Since discovering this method to identify my roots, my passion has continued to infuse my creativity. The spirit of the batik work is underpinned by the disciplines of the essential technique. I found in batik a means to resolve the historic dichotomy of art versus craft, and I believe batik able to convey narratives for its unique visual medium.